Right, so I am going to make a ball out of this Flexi Bat. I did my demonstration previously. So this will be my last demo using the Flexi Bat because I normally trim the foot of my bottom. But it's a fun project to do, so if you prefer not to trim too much on the bottom, this is a very good way to put some style on the bottom. So when you open the hole, make sure you don't want to leave this part here too thick. And make sure you compress it. Okay, so I'm going to bring my compressing stick. So this stick has two functions. One is for when you open the hole, you could go there and compress. It's that easier than using just your fingertip to do that. Usually people has trouble or struggle using the finger to make it flat. So this tool is very good. And then the other side, if you have you're making a mug, you can use the round side for stretching it when you have build up your wall, and you can stretch using this, so you will have a curve here. So that's the main design for this stick here. And if you wipe up the clay, you can see the surface is very nice and beautiful. Like that. Okay. Right, so all I need to do is just compress it here and using the corner on the side to make a very sharp angle here on the inner corner. Usually people having too much clay on the inner corner, so they end up with having the clay build up in the corner, so that piece is too heavy. So if you have the problem, this stick is very good for doing so, to just take care of the corner. Right, so the floor is getting compressed. And then I'm going to lift the wall from the corner here, just using my finger to pinch, the thumb and the finger to pinch. So this is the pinch part here, right? Here, right? So I'm just showing you using one hand to pinch it. So that's the pinching method I usually do when my piece is low and compressed. Right. And normally you don't want to pinch, or you want to lift using only one hand, which is not very stable. So when I'm lifting, when it's low using the pinch method, I usually have my right hand here to connect to the thumb outside. It's holding like this, okay? And then when I'm lifting, my wrist, my elbow is bracing on the splash pencil, which is going to be which will be more stable here. So everything connecting together when I'm lifting. Right, so pinch and using my thumb and the finger inside, the fingers inside, and just lift. And compress. Right now my thumb is too short, so I'm going to use my right thumb to replace it, but I still want to do the same thing, like pinching it. So my right thumb is the extent of my left. If you are watching from the camera, you will be able to see it. So and my left hand here, my right hand here is kind of this side here is touching the side of it. Not much pressure. Most of the pressure is from the tip of my thumb, right, and connecting together. Doing the same thing, just like I pinch the pot and slowly move up. And since I'm making a bowl, so I am kind of stretching it out a bit. Okay, I think it's thin enough, so I am going to just make the shape. Start with outside first. You could use a metal rib to do that, which you will be also you will be smoothly outside and also have a nicer curve. And I'm pushing down the rim so it will be a bit thicker. Maybe you could split the rim so to make it the stronger looking of the rim. Compress it down so it's like you are split it here in the middle, right? And then if you want inside to be nice and smooth, you can use a rib here to run through, like my other rib. This is my number 2 front rib, or you can use a smaller rib. Right, so either way, it will be fine. They are all designed most of the same way, that the edge is not too sharp. So when you stretch it, it's not scraping it. And also if you go through the very center point, it's not going to gouge it. So that's the design of my round rib, or this is what I call it half round rib. It's my number 2. And this is my small 3 inches small round rib. Let's use this to compress down the inner part here. So let me wipe up the slip so you will be able to see the flow after using the rib to compress it. So I pay attention to more of the inner curve, because outside is adjustable. Even outside doesn't look nice and smooth. When you're trimming, you can easily to get a nice and beautiful curve. But inside is more important, especially for making bowls and mugs. So I tend to do this part here on purpose. Just put a little bit of slip there and then drag a little throwing mark there. Put it in the middle. So if you are not planning to trim a whole lot on the side of the bowl, you can stretch it thinner. When you stretch it, the rim might be wobbly, but actually you can take it back. Just stabilize your chamois and compress that, it will be back. Okay. But actually I am going to alter a little bit, so it's no big deal when the rim is a little bit off. Okay, so I'm going just to stretch it a little bit here, alter it. And now I want to decide I want to 4-sided or I want a 6-sided. Okay, how about 6? So one here, and another one here. It's around here. Okay, so kind of exaggerate. Yeah, and the finger mark texture, you could remove it when you're ready to trim. Just run the sponge to smooth it out. Okay, now just chop the excess clay off the corner. And again, this is my number 5. Number 5, you could call it wooden knife. Okay, it's actually, it's not a stick, it's a knife. Okay, because this part here is very sharp. Okay, it's as sharp as a knife. Okay, so it's a knife. Using that, my number 5, just chop it off from the corner. Okay, take it all the way down to the Flexi Bat. And again, this is also my tool, number 10, stainless trimming tool. Okay, so if you want to buy my tool, just go visit my website, online Etsy shop, or my Squarespace. They all have it. And this is nice, it's going cutting very easily. Just remove the clay off. And clean up the Flexi Bat. Remove the holding clay, because the bat and my pin is kind of movable, so I am using a bit of a clay to hold the bat steady, so when I'm throwing, it's not moving. Right, so that's the throwing on the Flexi Bat, and I will have the texture underneath automatically, because that's the way they designed it for. And I will show you the finish when I'm ready to trim. Right, so hope this helped, and see you next time.